A retired teacher in Michigan passed away in 2022 and left behind a house full of furniture, books, and what the family called junk. In the basement, sitting on a homemade plywood shelf next to a stack of water-stained National Geographics, was a turntable. Gray metal, no wood trim, no brand name anyone recognized. The platter was heavy, the power cord was frayed, and it hadn't been plugged in since the 80s. The family put it in the estate sale for $15. A man drove up from Indianapolis, bought it without a word, loaded it into a padded crate he brought with him, and left. 6 weeks later, that turntable, a Garrard 301 with an original grease bearing, sold on an audiophile forum for $3,800. The family didn't know. They still don't. That wasn't bad luck. That was an information gap, and it works the same way every single time. There is a class of vintage turntable that was built so precisely, engineered so far beyond what the average consumer needed, that it became more valuable every year it sat forgotten in a basement. These aren't the turntables you'd recognize. They don't look special. Some of them look like they belong in a middle school AV room. Others look like cheap plastic toys from the 70s. A few of them were literally sold at budget retailers. And every one of them, right now, is worth hundreds or thousands of dollars to the right buyer. The question isn't whether they're valuable. The question is why the people who know keep showing up at your garage sale with cash and a padded crate. So here are 10 turntables that look like nothing and sell like everything, starting from the bottom and climbing toward the one that can cost more than a used car. Number 10. The Pioneer PL12D. This was a budget turntable, $100 new in the mid-70s. Belt drive, no frills, basic plinth, a tone arm that looked too simple to be good. It was the turntable your parents bought because they couldn't afford the Pioneer PL530 or the Technics SL1200. And that's exactly why people ignore it at thrift shops. But the PL12D earned a reputation for being mechanically bulletproof, dead reliable, and surprisingly musical for its price point. The S-shaped tone arm tracks cleanly, the motor runs quietly, and the suspended chassis does exactly what it's supposed to do. Refurbished units now sell for $200 to $400 online. You'll find one in a donation pile, priced at $5. The person hauling it to Goodwill thinks it's a throwaway from the disco era. The person buying it knows the Japanese factory that built it over-engineered every component for its price class. Number 9. The Acoustic Research ARXA. Launched in 1961 at $58, this was one of the first turntables to use a suspended subchassis to isolate the platter and tone arm from vibrations. It looked like a brown wooden box with a rubber mat on top. No chrome, no styling, no visible engineering at all. And it changed the entire industry. The belt drive system AR invented became the dominant turntable architecture for decades. The design directly inspired the Lynn Sondeck LP12, one of the most expensive turntables ever produced. Original ARXAs with intact headshells now sell for $300 to $1,000, and the headshells alone can fetch over $100. If you recognize even one of these so far, hit like, because this list is just getting started. Number 8. The Dual 1229. Made in Germany, the 1229 looks like a cheap record changer, the kind of thing that played your grandmother's Herb Alpert records and stacked 5 LPs at a time. People see the changer mechanism, the auto start spindle, the plastic dust cover, and they think, toy. That's the wrong read. The 1229 is an idler wheel drive turntable with a dynamically balanced tone arm, a heavy platter, and a build precision that matched belt drive competitors of the same era. Wow and flutter numbers sit around 0.06%. That's broadcast quality. Clean examples with original cartridges and dust covers sell for $300 to $800. The changer mechanism that makes it look cheap is the exact feature that makes it collectible, because almost no one builds automatic turntables to that standard anymore. Number 7. The Lenco L75. Swiss-made, idler wheel drive, and almost aggressively plain. The L75 looks like something a Soviet engineer designed on a budget. Bare metal, utilitarian controls, no aesthetic ambition whatsoever. But inside, it's a precision instrument with continuously variable speed, from 30 to 86 RPM, miniature bearings in the tone arm, and a hydraulic cueing device. There's an entire subculture of audiophiles who buy these for $150, strip the chassis out, mount it in a custom hardwood or stone plinth, upgrade the tone arm, and end up with a turntable that competes with $5,000 reference decks. Rebuilt Lenco L75s regularly sell for $900 to $1,300. The stock ones get ignored at flea markets. The rebuilt ones get fought over in forums. Same motor, same bearing, same idler wheel. The only difference is who understood what they were holding. Number 6. The Marantz 6300. Here's where most people get confused. They know the Marantz name from receivers, from the Blue Glow, from the 2270. They don't associate Marantz with turntables, and when they see one, they assume it's from the Superscope era, when the brand was sold and the quality supposedly dropped. That assumption is wrong. The 6300 was a direct drive turntable with servo speed control and a gimbal-bearing tone arm, released in 1975 for $250. The wood veneer plinth and the brushed metal controls look dated. They look like thrift store furniture. Clean examples now sell for $1,200 to $3,000. The dust cover hinges are fragile and often missing, and finding replacements is expensive, which means a complete unit with an intact hinge and original cover commands a premium that an incomplete one doesn't. Check the hinges, that's the detail. Number 5. The Empire 598 Troubadour. Empire Scientific Corporation. Garden City, New York. You've never heard of them. That's the point. The 598 was a belt drive turntable with a unique tone arm design and mid-century styling that made it a favorite of serious listeners in the 60s and 70s. It looks like a piece of retro furniture that someone would throw into a house cleanout without a second thought. The brand vanished, the company closed, and the turntable became one of the most sought-after sleepers in the vintage audio market. Well-preserved models, with original parts, sell for $1,200 to close to $3,000. If you see one at an estate sale with a sign that says, "Old record player, $20, that sign is off by about $2,800. Number 4. The Micro Seiki DDX 1000. If Gerard and Thorens are the names collectors drop at dinner parties, Micro Seiki is the name they whisper to each other when no one else is listening. This was a Japanese direct-drive turntable from the mid-70s with a 2-kilogram die-cast aluminum platter, external power supply, and the ability to mount up to 3 tone arms simultaneously. It was designed for serious audiophiles and small studios, and it was completely unknown outside that world. The brand disappeared. The turntables didn't. Clean units with the original MD-1000 controller sell for $2,000 to $3,000. But here's the real twist. You could find one at a garage sale, and the seller wouldn't even know how to spell the brand name. That's how far, under the radar, Micro Seiki flies. Number 3. The Gerard 301. Built by the Gerard Engineering and Manufacturing Company in England, starting around 1954. Used by the BBC. Used in broadcast studios across Europe. Sold without a plinth, without a tone arm, without a cartridge. Just a chassis and a platter made from die-cast aluminum, weighing 16 pounds, 6 of them in the platter alone. It has an idler wheel drive system and a heavy bearing assembly that delivers a warm, physical sound that modern turntables struggle to replicate. early gray enamel grease-bearing models command the highest prices. Later cream enamel and oil-bearing versions are slightly less valuable, but still serious. Refurbished units sell for $2,000 to $4,000. The one in that Michigan basement looked like a piece of gray scrap metal. It was worth more than the car parked in the driveway above it. Now pay close attention, because the next two are where this list stops being about hundreds and starts being about the price of a vacation. Number 2. The Thorens TD-124. Swiss-made, introduced in 1957, and considered by many collectors to be the finest turntable ever mass-produced. It uses a hybrid idler and belt drive system, a heavy iron platter, and an eddy current brake that controls speed with a precision most modern turntables cannot match. The TD-124 was used in homes and professional studios alike, and its build quality is the kind of thing that simply doesn't exist in consumer products anymore. Recreating this turntable today would cost a manufacturer a fortune. Stock examples in good condition sell for $2,500 to $5,000. Custom restored units with upgraded plinths have sold for over $12,000. The turntable looks old. It looks like something a grandfather would have bolted to a shelf in his workshop. That look is worth more per pound than almost anything else in the room. Number 1. The Technics SP10. Not the SL1200, not the turntable every DJ knows. The SP10 is the broadcast-grade, direct-drive motor unit that Technics built starting in 1970 as the world's first direct-drive turntable. It was never marketed to consumers. It was designed for radio stations and mastering studios. The Mark II version became the standard in professional broadcast for over a decade. The Mark III, released in the early 80s, pushed wow and flutter down to 0.015% and rumble to minus 92 decibels, numbers that still read like reference targets today. The SP10 looks like a plain gray or black Panasonic component. No wood, no chrome, no style at all. It is the least attractive turntable on this list, and it is the most valuable. Mark II units sell for $1,500 to $4,000 depending on condition. Mark III units regularly list at $7,000 and above. Complete systems with the original Technics Obsidian base and EPA 100 tone arm have been listed at prices exceeding $10,000. A non-working SP10 still sells for serious money because the parts are worth a fortune on their own. If you have one, if you inherited one, if there's a plain-looking Technics motor unit in a closet or a storage locker somewhere in your family, do not plug it in, do not attempt to fix it, and do not let anyone offer you a number without checking sold listings first. Not listed, sold. Here's what every one of these turntables has in common. The value was never in how it looked. It was in how it was built. Specific maker, specific era, specific drive system, specific bearings, original parts. The ugly ones, the plain ones, the ones with no brand recognition, those are the ones sitting in basements right now, waiting for someone who knows to show up with cash and a padded crate. Don't be the person on the other side of that transaction. If you've got an old turntable at home, comment below and tell me what it is. I'd be happy to take a look. And if you recognized even one of these, subscribe, because this is the part of the market that the collectors already know. Now you know it too.